Hi everyone, I just wanted to come on and share a little bit of information with you with regards to this product. I purchased this actually a while ago, sorry about the glare. It's the Copic or Copic depending on how you pronounce it. It's this airbrush starting set, and I purchased it probably 2 to 3 months ago, and it's actually become my apart from, standard issue scissors and stuff like that, my most used product in my craft room. And I just wanted to share a few things with you in case you're looking at purchasing one. They are a little bit pricey. I purchased mine from Craft Online Australia. Kate Palmer, who is Sparkle Tart here on YouTube. Hi Kate. She actually did a video a while back on an art journal cover that she did. Looked absolutely fantastic, and I'd looked at these prior to that, but once I saw Kate's video and her application of the tool, I decided that I had done enough research and I wanted to get one. So the first thing that I do want to point out is it comes with these cans of compressed air. You can get different sizes. In my opinion, they are not a very economical way to go about using this product. If you don't have access to an air compressor, you will probably go through these cans very, very quickly, and I don't know what the prices are for you guys. You'd have to look. But locally here in Australia, they're about $30 for a can of compressed air, and that's pretty pricey. So I actually purchased a air compressor. I looked around a lot. You can get little desk ones, but the little desk ones were more expensive than... I actually ended up getting quite a big one. I can't actually bring it up here onto the table for you, but I got it from Bunnings. It was $88. It's actually like a tradesman's compressor that they would use for, firing a nail gun or something like that. It's very big, it's very loud, it's very noisy, but it lives under one of my craft tables. When I turn it on to fill up the air canister, it probably takes 20-30 seconds. It will, even if I leave it on all day, that air canister will probably last me the whole day. It might come on maybe once or twice depending on how much airbrushing I'm doing. So that was $88 versus 3 cans of compressed air, which would be $90 for me. Far more economical, and then if your husband wants to use it, it's there as well. Anyway, enough of that. So this is the actual airbrush tool. Sorry about that. So yes, this is the actual airbrush head. It comes with this, like a mini can attached to it, which is the air adapter, which gives you the right flow of air. Now it's actually designed to be used with either the original Copic, the big square markers, or the sketch markers. Now when I first saw this product being demonstrated, I had already had a collection of the Ciao markers, the Copic Ciaos, and I asked the lady who was demonstrating, is it compatible with the Ciaos, and she told me no, so I was put off straight away because I didn't want to have to then go and purchase a whole bunch of other markers. However, since I've purchased it, I've played around with it a bit. I've found a way for it to work with my Ciaos. It's not 100% accurate all the time, and it is a bit fiddly, but I thought I'd share with you. So first of all, if you're using the big square markers, I'll just pick a colour other than black. Let's go with pink. So you always use the chisel tip end. Sorry, if that's going to focus there. Probably not. Anyway, it is the chisel tip end of the marker, and you place it inside here and it will click into place like that. So the tip of the marker hangs out past the air blower, and when you spray you get like the airbrush effect, and depending how close or far away, so if you're very close you'll get like a more concentrated spray, and then further away you just get like a misting. So that's with the original markers. Then the sketch markers clip in exactly the same way. So chisel tip end, and it just clicks in, and then same, you just, the further away you are, the broader the spray. If the closer you are, the more concentrated it is. Sorry, that was out of focus. So I have used this tool for so many different applications. I use it for colouring large areas and small areas, and at first I was concerned about how much ink I was using, but you actually do seem to use less ink by spraying than you do actually colouring, like when you colour direct to paper. The ink bleeds through to the other side. When you use the airbrush, you don't get the bleeding through the paper, so you're using a lot less ink, in my opinion, and I might be wrong, it just seems that way. But I've used it, as I said, for the last couple of months, and I haven't had to refill any of my markers at this point. So I just want to share with you a couple of little applications that I do use it for. Firstly, for colouring up pearls or metal embellishments. So in here I've just got a couple of pearls, and that's just a little metal coin charm. A couple of different ways I've found for doing the pearls is pop them on a piece of wire, if you've only got, you know, one or two to do. And then you can just roll it round on the wire until you get your full coverage and you're happy with it. So there we go, you can see that's all covered. Or the other, if you've got quite a few, you can just pop them into a little container like this one, and then just spray directly into the container, and they will roll around. Obviously when there's more in there they just kind of stay still amongst themselves, but you're not wasting as much overspray ink because there's other pearls in there with it. So that's just two ways of like colouring it, one or two, or colouring a lot. Same with metal. You can just get a clean piece of paper there. You can just spray directly onto it. And it's all coloured up there, ready to go. No having to wash brushes out or anything like that, which is good for me because I'm a bit lazy like that. I like to just get on with it. I've also used it for colouring wood pieces and chipboard pieces with no dramas whatsoever. It's great through stencils. So for example, I'll just use this little film strip here. Just use that to hold it down. Oops, helps if you put a pen in there. So if you had a stencil and you wanted to get, you know, just the spray through, and there we go, perfect stencil there. I also use it for colouring my paper flowers. Sometimes I want just a hint of colour on the paper flower, you know, just on the tips or whatever. And again, it does take a bit of time to getting used to, because when you spray, it doesn't spray directly down, it kind of sprays a little bit in front. But once you've played around with it a little while, it's really easy to use. So there we go, just spraying that really lightly. Probably isn't even showing there, I've sprayed a little bit more. So I've still got my two-toned rose there to use on my project, and you can colour coordinate it to any of your projects. And if you do the Copic colouring, sorry, sorry about that. That was the compressor kicking in. So as I said before, it's big, it's loud, but it only lasts about 20 seconds and then I'm good to go. Yeah, as I was saying, if you do Copic colouring, you know, images and stuff, you can always use the airbrush with your Copic pen in to perfectly match whatever project you're doing. It colours everything: metal, fabric, paper, card, wood. It's just so versatile. No cleaning up afterwards, apart from, you know, you get the scrap paper, throw it in the bin. So yes, that's my opinion of the Copic Airbrush. I love it. Now, for the tip on how to use it with the Ciaos, it is a bit tricky. So we'll just use this one here. When you go to pop it into the marker, into the airbrush, you'll notice it doesn't click it and it's loose. It kind of just flops around in there. So I found, in order for me to be able to use it, I've got a piece of blue tack. I don't know what you guys call it in the States. It's just like, you know, the stuff you use to stick pictures on the wall. I just put a little ball of it inside the airbrush. I then put my marker in, and I know roughly from use that the tip needs to be hanging about a millimetre and a half past the little metal airbrush blowy part. So this little metal bit here, the edge of the chisel tip needs to be hanging out past that, and then it's just trial and error. So you'll spray. I'll just use a clean piece so you can see. And I am getting some airflow there, some colour, but it's not very much. So it's just a matter of adjusting slightly the depth of the marker inside the airbrush. So I'm just going to pull that back a little bit. And you can see now I've got a much more concentrated flow there. And again, close gives you vibrant, or further away just gives you like a light spray of colour there. So that's a way of using it with your Ciao markers. I also have recently discovered another brand of marker, Reno Art marker. They were actually in one of my $2 shops. I'd not seen them before. I don't know if you can get refills for them. I couldn't find anything on the internet about them here in Australia. But they seem to be the same colour, same shape as the sketch markers, so I bought one to give it a shot. It does click in to the airbrush, but the actual nib of the pen was too short inside the marker. So when I tried to use it, nothing happened. So all I had to do was pull out the nib of the marker slightly. So you can see where I've pulled that nib out. Now that's probably a little bit too far out at the moment, but works perfectly. I get the same sort of use, same sort of coverage as if it were one of the Copic markers, and these are an alcohol-based marker, and they were in the $2 shop for $3. Don't ask me why. $2 shop charges $3. But so yes, I've tried that. I don't know how long it's going to last. I'll give it a go and see how much use I get out of it to see if it's worth me purchasing, you know, a few more colours. But yeah, I think that's about it. I really enjoy using this product. There's just so many different applications for it. So if you can afford the outlay to purchase this and a compressor, I know I've gotten my value for money out of it. But if you don't intend to use it with a compressor and you just buy the cans of compressed air, it's a very expensive way of going about it. I've also tried it with the Spectrum Noir markers. They do not fit in to the marker, to the airbrush at all. They're just too fat. I've seen a couple of other videos. I don't know who they are now, so I do apologise, but somebody else was using them with Sharpie markers. I don't have any Sharpie markers to try that with, so I'm not sure how that would work for other people. But yeah, from what I've found so far, it works great with the Ciaos with a piece of blue tack. The sketch markers, the original markers, and these Reno Art markers. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope I've helped somebody out there, and please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.